What's up, Liron here. Thank you for joining me in another episode of Painting Masters. Today we'll be looking at works by Joseph Stoddard, an American painter. I believe he's based at Pasadena. His style excites me a lot because that's what initially got me into watercolor painting. I got into watercolor painting through urban sketching, and his style is very similar to that. Reminds me a lot of Tio here on YouTube. His style, Mark Taro Holmes, also a really well-known urban sketcher. Shari Blaukov also has a bit of that, the colorfulness and the vibrancy of the colors in paint. It's just beautiful. So I would really love to share his work with you because I think it's a little different from the recent episodes of Painting Masters where we focused more on the pure, realistic, impressionistic style. This time we're going a little more sketchy. Okay, so with that being said, let's get started. So let's go over some of his works, and I wanted to start with this one because it shows the real beauty, in my opinion, of urban sketching or the culture of sketching in general, and that is you tell a story, but it's not necessarily through a single scene. You tell your story using an entire sketchbook or an entire series of sketches, or by even adding text. So this is a beautiful example of him perhaps making a study of this place. I don't know what it is, Vista del Arroyo, but you can see the same location. So here's one, but then you can see it at night. You can see it in different compositions. Again at night, maybe more winter. The entire area and possibly a bridge leading to it. So it's just a beautiful way of telling a story by doing a series of sketches or sketches of the same place in different times of day, different weathers. Here's just a pencil version probably of this one. And all of these together create a beautiful story. That's the first thing that actually got me into watercolor painting, which is cool. I need to remind myself to bring back that aspect of painting into my current work. Now, notice all these splashes, the kind of trademark of this type of sketching that's a little looser, a little more free. It's just a different way of creating that I really love. So we're going to go over these rather fast because I don't want this video to be too long, and I have quite a few of these. Here's a beautiful, beautiful simplified sketch. What I love is when you can actually see the pen lines. You can see them underneath it. It's a very rough work that's a better window into the mind of the artist who created it. This is one of my favorite aspects of sketching in general. Now notice how he kind of cropped a part of this cityscape or whatever that is, which is really cool. Maybe he figured out that this would be a better crop for a more developed piece, or maybe just like that, so he framed it like that. It's a really cool way of, again, telling the story, which I love. This one is one of my favorites here. I don't know why the color of this Jeep or whatever pickup truck is so good, and combined with this red rooftop. And these works are much more simplified than the usual things I share with you, but the basics are still there, the basics of good art, which is the color harmony and the composition is on point. It all works really, really well, and the perspective, I notice, is really good in perspective and getting it right and just leading our eye through the sketch. And here there's the text, the date, some aspects of urban sketching that I really miss. I should probably go back to doing some of that. I love showing pen sketches and seeing rough sketches that are not finished yet. And you can tell by the sketch, he's quite good at sketching accurately and, again, getting the perspective right. Still a very sketchy style, but that's more of a stylistic choice more than anything, I would say. So really, really like this one, Waiting to Board United 613 to Chicago. That's cool. So you get a story, which is really nice. I got this off his Facebook page, actually, and I love how he treats these trees and increasing the contrast. So here, when it's light, he puts in the dark tree branches, and where it's dark, he puts in the light tree branches. And it's kind of could be a tacky, gimmicky thing, but when it's really done with proficiency like his, it looks good. I think it really looks really good. And I think it's the same. No, this looks more like dry brush dry white paint or maybe gouache, not a pen, but later on you see something that looks more like my white gel pen that I like to use. Here's another really cool one. I love the way he pushed the contrast here and left some highlights around the fence. These really provide an interesting atmosphere. Like, I feel like I'm there, and I feel like it's, just a quiet neighborhood here, Home Plus Studio it says. So it's just really cool to see these and feel the vibe of that place where it's at. Here's a cityscape. Again, I think this is white gel pen. It looks more like a white gel pen than opaque paint to me, though I could be mistaken, but I love this type of pen, and I love this type of sketch that again shows the place, tells the story, talks about the date and time. Absolutely love it. And the colorfulness. He likes to use plenty of colors, which I love. Here's another one. This one I really had to include because I love the way it looks. I love this. I don't know what it is, the sky or a purple hill. It looks like light pouring through the clouds, which is really good looking. He pushed the contrasts to be very interesting here. Same kind of thing with the tree branches and the white paint. Absolutely beautiful. What else? I wasn't sure if I should include this, but I love the color of the water here. It's a nice change of pace from what we usually look at. It is representational, but it's very loose and very even expressionistic, I would say. Here's another good one showing how the perspective really works, and the perspective lines and the people and the point of view. We're at a person's height, so the people's heads block the horizon line, and a good execution of that kind of thing, showing this train station. Also, I love the signs and how he treated those. So a lot of good technical knowledge behind that. A very quick one, just added, I believe he paints first sometimes and then adds the ink, which is a really nice way of approaching this. This is from an airplane, so it's so cool how he divides it into areas and writes down bright blue water. It's really, really cool. I love the way he does it. And all of these backgrounds are because this type of sketches tend to be made on a simpler watercolor paper, maybe a moleskin sketchbook. So the paper isn't as good, but it's more portable, which is why you tend to see a lot of these backgrounds. So that's very common. I love how he does different colors here. The red, purple, yellow, just beautiful, beautiful. And the green towers, I love green towers. I don't even know what they mean. I think this is almost the last one. This is another one I really like, probably thanks to this beautiful awning here with the reds. It just works really well. And the reflections of the cars on the road, a wet, rainy day, and all these droplets also hint perhaps at a rainy day. So a nice way of expressing that, a very unique one compared to all the wet street scenes we see from artists like Joseph Stoddard and similar ones, which are great, but this is a bit of a different thing, so I like that. And this is finally to end it. I really like this scene with the 2-point perspective, and it feels like the junction is almost opening up to you. And I really like everything about it, the color harmony, the sketchiness of it. I can really appreciate this kind of a more rough sketch type of art, and I really like it. So I hope you enjoyed this one as well, and now we can wrap it up. It's always fun finding out about new painters that you like, and I'm also always looking for new ones, so let me know in a comment down below which artists you would want me to feature. I'm always looking for new ones, and I have a huge list, and I am planning on getting through all of them. So this is it for this one. Don't forget to drop a like and also subscribe and hit the bell button if you enjoyed this one, and I will see you again in another one real soon.